Hooey.
The pencil incident. Shrooms are a natural psychedelic that cause hallucinations. About 30 minutes after eating them, colors get brighter, patterns start crawling on the walls, time stretches like taffy, and your sense of...
Oh, yeah. What dying on every drug feel like. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, we finna get to this shit, man. You feel me? So, get y'all shit together, man. And stop doing them drugs, bro. Shit ain't good for you. It ain't healthy for you. It make you look ugly, bro. You're disgusting. You better than that. Get yourself right, man. Look yourself in the mirror. Dap yourself. Tell yourself, hey, I'm better than this. Go on. Don't even think about it. Just push through that shit. You feel me? Stop messing with the people that's messing with your mind on my mama. If you still mess with them, play that role too, to a certain extent. Like, know how to play them just like how they play you. You feel me? You know when they gonna be on some goofy shit. So when you feel like they finna be on that goofy shit, move around. Or know how to handle that shit. But yeah, bro, don't do drugs, bro. It's not serious, bro. Man.
Self begins to melt. Your brain is rushed into a state of euphoria, leaving you questioning what's real and what's not. But what happens when you take too much? On a calm Saturday afternoon, a 21-year-old Hispanic man would return home from work and consume an unspecified quantity of shrooms. Shortly after consumption, he started experiencing a bad trip and began acting erratically upon arriving to his house. His stepfather and brother would step in and restrain him to try to calm him down, but he'd break free of their grasp and also break a glass vase in the process. In his frenzied state, he'd then begin to rub himself against the glass shards on the floor and severely injure his arms and legs. His brother and stepfather would successfully intervene to stop him from injuring himself any further with the glass shards, and he'd be sat down at a desk. But shockingly enough, in a horrific act, he'd take a number 2 pencil that was laying on the desk, stand it upright, and repeatedly smash his head on the sharpened pencil. When he raised his head, he'd reveal that he jabbed the pencil repeatedly into both of his eye sockets. He would stand up again to do something else, but quickly vomited on himself, leaving his family in a state of total panic. Emergency services were called, where they tried desperately to save the young man's life, but unfortunately, they would only get so far. Shrooms are one of the least toxic substances in the world. You'd need to eat dozens or even hundreds of grams to fatally overdose. But that doesn't mean people can't die from it. Most fatalities come from behavioral toxicity, panicking, jumping out windows.
Let me see that list.
Eat dozens or even
Dang. Tobacco up in the what? Top 10? Alcohol? Whoa. Alcohol is the most heroin, crack cocaine. Oh, whatever that shit is. I think it's like that meth and shit. That's crazy.
hundreds of grams to fatally overdose.
You say no marijuana.
But that doesn't mean people can't die from it. Most fatalities come from behavioral toxicity, panicking, jumping out windows, walking into traffic, or doing something fatal during a full-blown psychotic break. You won't pass away from the drug itself. You'll pass away from what it does to your mind. The Gator incident. Now let's talk about meth. When it hits, you feel invincible. This substance cranks up your sympathetic nervous system and causes an explosive release of dopamine in your body. Your heart starts racing, you become laser focused, and you'll be filled with unstoppable energy. The high can last 8 to 16 hours. No sleep, no food, just intense stimulation. And when you take too much, your body turns into an absolute war zone. On May 26th in Orlando, Florida, concerned bystanders would phone a call to police officers to let them know that there was a man on a racetrack shaking violently, asking to see his son. When police arrived, he was nowhere to be found, until suddenly he was located in a lake, full of alligators. Officers would try to throw the man a life vest, but he'd refuse it and would start getting attacked by the alligators in the water. And to officers' surprise, like it was a scene straight out of a horror movie.
It ain't funny, cuz. Bro, you would have thought he would have been at least fighting them niggas, and it would have been clean. At least the police would have seen that nigga went out without a fight. Went down without a fight, bro. You would have seen that nigga. Nigga hear this, why you see this? Nigga grab an alligator and shit. One trying to grab that nigga. He, other one come up and bite him in his. Oh shit! Oh. holding on to another one. Another one come bite the nigga in his arm. Oh, shoot. That nigga just got alligator right here, alligator on it. You feel? They fucking his ass up. They turn his ass up, but he still put on the fight. Got that nigga off. Like, she bite that nigga. You feel? He on crack. I mean, he on milk. So he thinking go. That nigga probably gushing niggas' eyes out. But he didn't do none of that. So that shit don't fucking matter. Trash. He went out without a fight. I would have had to at least lock. I ain't gonna lie. I would have had to been like on like, I don't know if y'all be watching them Chinese movies, them Japanese movies and shit. You feel me? But it was I think it's called box whatever. I need something. It's it's something like that. Dude was in an alligator pit whooping shit on my mama, on bro, little nigga, going crazy.
Try to throw the man a life vest, but he'd refuse it and would start getting attacked by the alligators in the water. And to officers' surprise,
why I ain't had a boat? Y'all in Florida, bro. I know y'all got police, boats and shit. Why ain't had one of them come get him, bro? Because y'all ain't really want to save gang. They didn't want to save him. They did it. Nigga threw him a life jacket. Nigga, I'm already floating in the water. What I need a life jacket for? What you nigga? Nigga.
Like it was a scene straight out of a horror movie, the man actually resurfaced out of the lake, covered in severe injuries and carrying gardening shears. He would charge at the officers in their car, and in response, they would tase him repeatedly, but it would have absolutely no effect. It was only when the man jumped into the passenger seat of the police cruiser and tried reaching for a rifle in the vehicle that officers finally used lethal force. It hijacks your brain's reward system and sends your body into overdrive. It burns out your dopamine center and disrupts your central nervous system so much that your body both loses touch with reality and can no longer regulate its temperature. Your organs can literally cook from the inside out and cause you to collapse. You can have a heart attack, or you could simply just go on a rampage and meet an early demise like this man. The 108th incident. Rampage and meet an early demise like this man.
No, that is crazy. Because he got ate up and he still survived, so he did put up a fight. At least he put up a fight. Hey, you know what I'm saying? The video's sad, so we gotta make you feel me. We gotta make shit happy in this round of thing. Cause that's kind of crazy. They should make a movie out of that. I ain't gonna lie, that sound like a dope ass movie, but that shit gonna be short as hell. So they're gonna have to throw some extra shit in there. He gonna have to be like a serial killer or something. Nigga who got ate up by, you feel me? He got on mail. Shit, nigga, he rose from the lake or something. You feel me? Ate up by alligators. Now he just hunting shit. His body just on, like how they said, his body on overdrive. So now he took so much milk. Now it's just his body on milk. So he just going around killing shit. You feel me? Even guns won't pop. You feel me? Had to be cut his head off or something in the movie or something. Someone gonna have to find a way or something. But that's their job.
The 108th incident.
Gave y'all idea.
It is by far one of the most commonly used substances in the United States.
Hey, bro, they been stealing my ideas since I was little, bro. It's a lot of shit that y'all do, that y'all playing right now. I ain't even gonna go there, bro. I ain't even gonna go there.
Within minutes of smoking, you're relaxed. Music sounds better, jokes are funnier, and you get really, really hungry. You might feel euphoric.
Hold up, what we talking about? Let me shut up.
It is by far one of the most commonly used substances in the United States. 108th incident. It is by far one of the most commonly used substances in the United States. Within minutes of smoking, you're relaxed. Music
bro, don't
sounds
make me mad, bro. Didn't he just say weed? I'm finna slap this nigga, bro.
Jokes are funnier, and you get really, really hungry. You might feel euphoric, or anxious, or both. It depends on the strain, your mood, and your brain chemistry. So what happens when you smoke too much of it? Well, here's the truth. You can't die from THC toxicity alone. There's no known lethal dose in humans. You'd have to smoke thousands of joints in a short time to even come close. But that doesn't mean it is harmless. In the spring of 2018 in California, a woman who had just befriended a man at a dog park she frequently visited would follow him home to his apartment for a quick spark-up session. Which, mind you, is totally legal in the state of California. After the two finished lighting up grass through a bong, the woman would unexpectedly shoot up from her seat straight to the kitchen and grab 3 knives.
Hey, could you come back with some chips? And maybe some ice cream? And maybe some chicken Oh! Are you trying to chop up some salsa? I love salsa.
Jim, I'm not making salsa.
In just the blink of an eye, she would stab the man repeatedly non-stop 108 times.
See, I can't agree with that, bro, because we not finna sit here and say we did her like that, bro. That's what she wanted to do, bro. We not finna sit here and say we manipulated her to kill this guy. Nah. Because if anything, nigga, we made her sit there and think about this shit. She already been thinking about the shit before she spoke. Because we didn't do nothing. It just... She wanted to do it. She was going to do it regardless, whether she was smoking or not, nigga. The weed just made it just... But alright, I smoked my last blunt, so I might as well just go ahead and do it. You feel me? We're not finna sit here and say the weed just made her just like, shit, nigga, fuck it. Finna kill him. Like, she just put that thought in her head. Like, nah, bro.
He would be covered in marks from head to toe, and his face would nearly be entirely carved out. Officers that arrived at the scene would find that she had also stabbed her dog, and shockingly enough, had stabbed herself 40 times, and was still in the process of doing it. They would quickly intervene and try to physically stop her, but it wasn't enough. Officers would tase her 4 times to try to break her psychotic frenzy, but it would be to no avail. In order to get her to stop, one police officer had to swing a baton at her arm 9 times to break it, and finally she would release her grip from the knife. The man unfortunately didn't make it, but surprisingly, the woman did. And even more shockingly, she faced 0 prison time for her actions because it was proven in court that she experienced what is commonly known as cannabis-induced psychosis. The woman was very inexperienced.
Let me see. Nah, bro, she just got a hold of some bad weed, bro. Oh, bro. But it is. I did have a homegirl in high school. She said she smoked. She showed me a video. She smoked some weed, and bro, she was in the middle of the street crying, bro, just crying, bro. She's like, that's why I smoke weed, bro. You feel me? See, baby, that's not for me. I'm like, okay,
when it came to smoking weed, and that potentially played a huge role in why she experienced this rare phenomenon. She was placed on probation for 2 years and was required to do 100 hours of community service. The man's family, especially his father, were extremely upset when they heard about this. Understandably so.
It should never have happened. She should have never have been allowed to walk free. She should have done some time. You know, you had a jury that convicted her, a unanimous conviction, in less than 4 hours. And the judge went completely against all 3 of those entities and just said, you're free to go.
The stove. YouTube really didn't like the case on ecstasy that I found. So instead, we'll go over this situation where a 26-year-old martial arts fighter and his sparring partner consumed an unnatural amount of shrooms while in their apartment. Initially, everything was fine, until they became convinced that the world was coming to an end and that the two were fighting a battle of life and death between God and the devil.
Nah, bro. This is the most dumbest shit ever, bro. You cannot blame this on the drug, bro. Niggas already had a mindset of doing this dumb shit. So they took the drug to make it just like, cause people know, bro. You can't do that shit sober. Some people can. So it's strong people. If you strong, that's what I'm saying. People who take drugs is weak. I ain't gonna lie. We're just gonna keep it real, bro. You're weak, gang. You weak. Cause there's niggas out here who doing this shit without taking drugs. But they don't make them strong, but they stronger than people who take drugs. Cause people take drugs and gotta go kill somebody. Somebody gotta take drugs. Somebody go get drunk. And then they're gonna beat a nigga up. He wouldn't beat a nigga up if he was cool all damn day. He wouldn't have a bottle on his head. But soon as he get a bottle on his head, now he just dead nigga down. All of a sudden, now he just, you feel me? And it be like that. And that's what happened, bro. It influenced the shit. It boosted their ego that's been hiding in on what they been thinking all day, all month, all year, ever since they been born, whatever they been traumatized and shit. You know what I'm saying? And the judges bring that out. That's all it do. It just brings it out, bro. But that's crazy though. That's funny. That's That's funny. Cause like they said, bro, it's already in us. They be saying every drug, not every drug, but like the shit they be like boosting us and shit, they be already in us, bro. We got that shit in us. So if we really want to do it, we can do that shit without taking the drug and shit. But there's niggas out here do that shit. You feel me? Take drugs. But we're not finna sit here and plan that shit on some, you feel me, on the pills. Because, yeah, bro. Because they sit here trying to fight for the death and shit because they think the world finna end. That's on them. They thought of that. And they took the shrooms. And they planned this shit out and took the shrooms and they already knew they was already influenced. The drugs just boosted it no more so they could be out of mind and out of thinking. So they want to be here for real, for real. That makes sense. So they won't feel the pain while they doing it. Because being in your right mind, it's like you know you doing wrong when you hear. But when you in your drug, when people, yeah, I know you be hearing people say, I ain't mean to. I'm just not in the right mind, not in the right space. They don't be, but they do. It's just like, bro, it's just like Cyberpunk 2077, bro. It's like when John Wick come out, bro, you John Wick. When you're your character, you your character. But you still be having them thoughts in your mind and shit. And when you doing your evil shit, like say you him right now, this person is pushed back just like he pushed back all day, all your life. All your life. So when you get lit, he come out and take over. And you sit back. This is my time. Well, this is my time. You sit back. And that's just what it be. That's why you gotta watch what you be putting in your head. That shit for real, what you think. Cause shit get real.
The two would begin their legendary battle, and finally when the struggle finished, their friend would walk into their apartment room, only to find the martial arts fighter standing butt naked in the kitchen, cooking his friend's heart and remains in a stove. The victim would be found laying on the couch, missing his face, tongue, and heart. And sadly, the autopsy revealed that he was alive when his chest was ripped open and his heart was taken out. The martial arts fighter wouldn't be as lucky as the woman in our last case. He'd be formally charged and sentenced to 47 years in state prison for what he did to his friend. Now this probably makes the US legal system come off as a little hypocritical, considering that in the other case the woman was allowed to blame psychosis for her actions, and be cleared of any severe wrongdoing, whereas in this case, the fighter's state of influence was ignored and he was directly sentenced. But honestly, that's your opinion to make. When it comes to overdosing on psilocybin, you'll find that it rarely ever ends you through toxicity alone.
Then it's like, bro, I understand. Cause that's like, cause I understand if you just took some shit, you feel me, you by yourself. Now you go outside and start harming niggas, that's really on you. I feel like that's on you at that point. I don't know. Maybe I won't say that's on you, cause you feel me, you don't know what you can do and shit. But like, if you go outside and you doing that shit, I feel like you already know, bro. I think you knowing what you outside to go do. That's why you take it outside. Some people take that motherfucker and go outside.
You'll need to eat an absurd amount for that to actually happen. The real danger is psychosis, panic, and delusion. Once you compromise the healthiness and security of your mind for a quick burst of excitement, you'll find that that's where things go haywire. So in other words, don't do drugs. Have a happy day.
No, facts. Shout out to All Talking Hat, man. Y'all go subscribe to that, you feel me?